Oh, that's unlucky. Is it Khalid Al Nahayan, 372, who's detached at the back? That's unlucky. Well, having to start from the back because we passed the red line. Well, Khalid Al Nahayan starts. On the right-hand side is Lucas Orrick. Left-hand side is Roy Backer. Getting a little nudge, but keeping his place from pole position. Roy Backer making a wide sweep on the outside, but I don't think he's got into second or place. A couple of drivers we saw in shot coming into contact, continuing though. But Lucas Orrick, I think, is leading from Pedro Peixoto. Yes, that's the Portuguese driver for sure, and that's Kane Taylor of New Zealand in third place. So Lucas Orrick 1, Pedro Peixoto 2, Kane Taylor 3. Oh, it's from one of the front runners, and that is cart number 361. Yep, it's Kane Taylor, New Zealand. Kane Taylor, who put himself in a position where he could well have qualified from this last chance race, and unfortunately, and a little bit more contact there. That looked 5 into 4 won't go. Well, Lucas Orrick on the wrong side, I would say, of Pedro Peixoto here. Ian Young having made a good start. Just trying to see where Roy Backer is. He's 5th on my timing screen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, yes, Roy Backer we do see there. Once again, Tiffany Chittenden, the old chestnut, it isn't always easy. It's sometimes very hard from the outside of the front row.
Yeah, it is. I think he did. I think he's safe in 4th. He did probably a sensible move, slotted in behind. But I think he's settled in now, and he will. But look, Lucas Orrick has had a really good start, and he's just got to literally get his head down and do what he can. So Ian Young again, a good start in 3rd position. He's going to be quick, but Roy Backer has overtaken him. He's in 3rd, and also Ian Young has Lucas Orrick and is in 1st position as well. So a lot of mixes, a lot of changes.
Well, Ian Young taking the lead. Lucas Orrick still handily placed. Roy Backer will be comfortable. Pedro Peixoto will be disappointed to have dropped from his position down to 4th, but he's still in a qualifying position. Chris Rybacher's in 5th place, is in a qualifying position. Darren White, who we sort of anticipated would come into a qualifying position in 6th place, but Mirko Rossi in cart 356 started in 29th place. And again, let's have a word with Tiff. I know she's just looking at the incident over there. Is that Lucas? No, it isn't. It's way up.
It's Christina just getting hooked
Christina
up on
Vaughan, the lady from the United States. Mirko Rossi from 29th to 7th in 2 laps. How do you make that kind of progress?
I think, to be honest, that's what you have to do in these second chance races. He's probably just done what he can. I think he made a lot of places at the start, and also on the 5th corner incident on the 1st lap as well. So, but the top 5 again are racing quite closely, and I think in 6th position we've got Martin Steinertz, and Darren White has lost 6th.
Martin Steinertz has actually squeezed his way past Darren White, so whereas I thought Darren White would sustain that position in a qualifying place, he's spilt it and he's got work to do again. Well, the top 5 do look relatively safe, but trying to go into 2nd place and achieving it is Roy Backer. Roy Backer has gone past Lucas Orrick and into 2nd place. Roy Backer now your 2nd place driver. And Martin Steinhardt certainly driving well. In 6th place, as we mentioned, and Darren White not able to get past. Behind Darren White, Jan Christensen, who we can show you in this race off our television screen. We've got the top 5 drivers well clear. Ian Young, Roy Backer, Lucas Orrick, Pedro Peixoto and Rybackers, and then a really good scrap. 7th and 8th, Martin Steinertz, Darren White and Jan Christensen. These are the guys that you're looking at on screen presently. If you can identify the numbers, Darren White is in cart number 367, and he's holding the 1st of the places that hasn't qualified. And as I take my eye off the screen, as I was looking at the timing, seen who that move was. Let's identify by going back to the timing screen. It was Christoph and Martin Steinert's trading places, I think. Pedro Peixow now drops down to 6th place. Well, again, let's try and get the insight of a DD2 drop. Tiff, Pedro Peixow, 2nd place at one point. Do you get that sinking feeling when another driver is past you? What do you do to hang on in? He's 6th place now, nothing to spare.
You've really just got to regroup and give it everything else you can. I think Roy Backer might be going for first. I know I said you should stay where you are, but if he can get out and be clear and be safe, then it's probably a second option. So he's just got up the inside of Ian Young now.
We're not in shot with that particular move because we're staying on the 6th-7th battle, but entirely by Tiff Chittenden. Roy Backer takes the lead at the end of lap 6, or approaching the end of lap 6. We're into the second half of the race, and Roy Backer, Ian Young and Lucas Orrick are now your 1, 2, 3. Now, the guys we have in shot, Chris Rymakers, Martin, Darren White has driven past Pedro Peixow, and Pedro Peixow of Portugal, he's not been able to arrest the decline. Have to say, we've got a good run of these with 4.5 laps remaining. I would have thought there's still more to be had. And
Roy Backer actually lost the lead back to Ian Young, and is actually now in 3rd position and in big trouble from with pressure from Christoph Rymakers. So he did manage to make that lead stip. Be the top all fighting position.
Your eye on the chart and on the screen, because as I'm looking to the timing screen, I'm missing the action both on the tarmac and on my. Again, you see that big ridge, really quite severe ridge that is a characteristic feature of the Al Ain Raceway. Immediately go into the start-finish, onto the start-finish gantry. Well, we had everybody more or less tucked together at one point, but really broken away now. Ian Young, Lucas Orrick and Roy Backer. Again, from up here, we would say, just hold it steady, don't do anything silly, but they're racers. Behind them, Martin Steinert's driven into 4th place. That's a good drive by the Latvian. His father, I think, is the Rotax distributor in Latvia. Chris Rymakers in 5th place is safe, it would seem. Darren White, and but changes as I'm speaking, because that looks. Can't to Roy Backer in 2nd place, and that relegates Lucas Orrick to 3rd place, and has gone from 6th and a qualifying position to 8th. That was a tremendous move by Jan Christensen of Denmark, and I guess we're saying, what have I got to lose? I'm coming towards the end of lap 8 of an 11-lap last chance race. I'm 8th. A nice move by the Dane.
Yeah, exactly. I think Darren White is waving his hands around, but he really has no time to lose. It might have been a quite hard love tap, but he really needs to get his head down and almost stop moaning and just try and get back on the game, because if he's not careful, this race is going to be over before he gets a chance to do anything about it. So it was actually Christoph Rymakers that overtook, and then the driver behind him, he did, obviously Darren White did lose out there, but he just needs to get on with it and try and reform.
Yes, Senna Fajito a little bit unlucky in that exchange, I think. Darren White dropping behind. Vladimir Gnoyevoy driven nicely up into 9th place. Pedro Peixow, I'm afraid we do say goodbye to, is still in the top 10, but only at number 10. Again, I say that stunning drive by Mirko Rossi, who started in something like 29th place. Himself virtually into the top 10, but it's lap 10 of an 11-lap last chance race. It's hard to see where anybody is coming further forward from there.
As we speak, I think Darren White has just got the 6th position back, but they're 4 abreast at the track.
Oh, and
Darren
a lot
White,
of contact.
Yeah, a lot. I think they're obviously all desperate, and I would probably do just the same, but Darren White is probably back where, so he just has to get on a bit. Everybody behind him wants to be him, so he's going to have. Mirko Rossi just made another move.
Well, we've got 1 lap remaining to race here at the Al Ain Raceway today. The top 4 drivers Got to be pretty much safe, but after that, it's anything goes. The top 3, 4, 5 safe. But then, well, in 6th place, Darren White has now got some gap between himself and Jan Christensen. And Jan Christensen, in just half a lap, has now got an awful lot to do. The close racing you see on screen here, these guys are all out of the qualifying positions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're watching 7, 8, or 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's a great race. It's a great race in terms of a race to watch on track. There's a move from somebody going up from 9th to 8th. May have been Mirko Rossi moving up another place, but it may be too little too late. And right down in front of us, another of these moves, but the checkered flag awaits, and the race is going to be won. There is the checkered flag going to Roy Bakker of the Netherlands. Ian Young comes home 2nd, Lucas Orrick is 3rd, Steinert is 4th, Christoph Reimakers is 5th, and Darren White, who had anything but an easy ride, just claims that